There was this moment when I stopped being excited. It was when the prefabricated walls were lifted onto the site. It became real. Until then, things were still flexible. You could adjust drawings, study more, change your mind, move details around. Once those walls were set down, the system was fixed. Not finished, just fixed. And I remember thinking, okay, from now on, it either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, we can't fix it later. It has to work. By then, the walls weren't drawings anymore. They weren't ideas. They were heavy, thick, wood, straw, and very present. At that point, you don't get to change your mind and do something else. After that, most people saw it as a material choice. Straw, clay, wood. For us, it was already a consequence. We had decided early on that there were materials we didn't want to rely on. Once that line was drawn, the rest followed. We chose to limit plastic and chemicals because we wanted a house made from materials that are inert, breathable, and familiar to the body. At the same time, and this part mattered a lot, we didn't want a rustic house. No nostalgia, no beams pretending to hold something, no natural look as an excuse. We wanted something modern, minimal, quiet, and still comfortable to live in. A lot of people assume this means new systems, new technologies, some clever invention. For us, it didn't. We weren't trying to invent anything. We were trying to stay with things we understood. Choosing to avoid chemical shortcuts came with real consequences. It wasn't only slower or harder. Every detail had to work. Every junction had to make sense. There were no binders or sealants to fall back on. And most of the difficulty wasn't the big decisions. It was in the small ones. How a modern window meets a clay wall. How cables pass through. How long dry actually means when you stop forcing it. And how you build a shower when you let the walls breathe. Every answer slowed us down, sometimes uncomfortably so. At the beginning, we thought we could avoid plastic completely. That idea didn't last very long. Not philosophically, practically. Windows, cables, safety requirements, they exist for real reasons. So we adjusted. We reduced where we reasonably could, and we accepted the rest. Some parts needed specialists. That was clear. Most of the rest happened slowly, by hand, mostly by my husband. The same movement again and again for weeks. This system, doesn't rush you. It waits. This project didn't start as a YouTube channel. It started a few years ago when we decided to build our own house. We filmed along the way, mostly to keep track of decisions, details, things we wanted to remember. Only later did we realize how much interest this house was creating. People started coming by, asking questions, talking about it. Some of that attention went further. Newspapers, radio, and at one point even a proposal to appear on TV. So we decided to open the archive. What you'll see here is a build that's close to finished, told partially in real time and partially in retrospect. And yes, some of those small details are still not finished. We documented most of the phases, not always carefully, not always with the right camera. Some shots are imperfect. Some moments are missing. That's just the reality of it. This channel isn't about presenting a flawless process. It's about making sense of decisions after you've already lived with them. We work with what we have, and we'll take it from there.